That passes 5-0. We will now go to 3.6. This is the adoption of Ordinance 884, an ordinance of the County of Riverside regulating targeted residential picketing. We have a number of speakers. Our first speaker will be Doug Owens from Pasadena. He has been given 3 minutes from Tom Provenzano from West Hills and Lynn Campbell from Los Angeles. Mr. Owens, 9 minutes you have.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. My name is Doug Owens, and it's a pleasure to address you today.
Thank you.
I've made arrangements with the clerk's office to show you a short PowerPoint video presentation. May I play that presentation for you now?
We'll have somebody assist you in just one moment.
Thank you.
You bet. You're not losing any time, so. Did you give a disk or something?
I'm sorry. I gave it to the county clerk's office, and they have installed it on your computer here.
Okay.
I thought the county clerk.
Here he comes to the rescue. I guess before we get started, I want to just reemphasize that this is a residential targeted ordinance, that we appreciate if you would not utilize this forum for any issues you have with any religious institutions. If you just limit your comments to the ordinance, we'd really appreciate that. Mr. Owens, with your indulgence, I'm going to call the next speaker. Is that okay for 3 minutes until we get our situation working here? I'll call on Mark Condon from Cherry Valley. You have 3 minutes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you for allowing me to speak to you. First of all, I'd like to thank Bob Buster for using conservativeness when the purchase of his vehicle, not buying a luxury vehicle, and my hat goes off to you on that mere fact. What I'm here to speak about, I'm a retired Riverside County Sheriff's Deputy, and it concerns me when I read in the paper this 884. I've read it in its entirety. It seems really poorly written. I personally think that our constitutional rights are very important, and I'm afraid that we're going to slowly whittle away at them. And some of the ordinances in the recent past have done that, to where it's becoming more and more difficult to live in Riverside County and not be in violation of some code enforcement. There's already a huge bunch of state laws that we enforce now. And as I understand, we're enforced recently at this last incident that this seems to be a tailor-fit law too. The fact that you could be across the street seems like, well, that's a great thing. I can be across the street, but if they own the street across, then I can't picket across the street. Now, personally, I have no intention of picketing that particular person or establishment, but I want to be able to picket sexual offenders that move into my neighborhood. And if they own the street across from this street, I can't do it. If they don't have a sidewalk, this specifically discusses sidewalks, I can't do it. It even says that if I'm guilty of it and they cite me for it, I can be cited once a day. It doesn't describe what a day is. If I actually am cited for that, I can continue the rest of the day. So it doesn't stop what you want to do, which is to stop the protesting. I would like the county to not get involved personally with little battles and whatnot. I don't know that much about the particular church or group that's being picketed against, and I don't know anything about the group that's picketing for them. I know that in the past, when I was a sheriff's deputy active, the Scientology people did not give us access in a homicide investigation, and they weren't our friends. And I think that since then that things have been, that we've, made great strides to be good neighbors, It concerns me that we are specifically tailoring a law just to protect them, and I would really like to see that we not get involved in that and just work with the penal code section. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Condon. Ms. Walls will have a comment.
Thank you, Mr. Condon. I just wanted to address a couple things regarding the specific language of the ordinance. And sidewalk space is defined in the ordinance doesn't necessarily mean you have to have a concrete sidewalk. It's defined as including the area between the property line and the vehicular traffic line. So you don't necessarily actually have to have a curb and gutter there. And also he did mention about whether each and every day that there is the targeted residential picketing taking place, whether that would be a separate violation. And under Section 5 of the penalty section, it would be a separate violation. And the last comment I'd like to make is this is an ordinance that only regulates targeted residential picketing, and that's picketing that proceeds in front of or around the residence. If it's not targeting a residence, it's not going to be regulated by this. It's a narrowly drawn ordinance, and it may or may not apply to the conduct of that's going on in front of the Golden Era Production Studios. Thank you.